Hey, my name is Honey Farmer, and this is my fraction lessons. I'll go ahead and say that my district does not allow us to film our students, so you will hear my one-on-one student, but unfortunately you cannot see him, but I do hope that you enjoy.
Alright, so I know we had a little bit of trouble yesterday when we first started talking about our fractions. Okay, so I really wanted to try to redo that a little bit today. Okay? First off, I wanted to go ahead and put on there what fractions are. Do you remember what we said? They are parts, but more importantly, what are they? Because I can just say, well, I have two parts of it, but then what do they need to be? Well, they do equal a whole. Do you know what? They have to be the same, so they are equal. All right, thank you. So they have to be, so fractions are equal parts of a what? A whole, thank you. All right, but remember, our keyword, what was our keyword? It is equal. I'm gonna underline that so we can remember, okay? So we're talking, it is equal parts of a whole. All right, now parts, okay? I'm gonna show you one, all right? So they're different parts. All right, so if I were doing this, all right? Can you tell me how many are in here? 5. All right. So when we're writing them, I want us to make sure we know what they're called too, okay? All right, 5. Do you know what that 5 represents? Or what it's called? Do you remember? That's okay, buddy. You can say no. No? Okay. All right, so 5, this is our denominator, all right? Do you know what the denominator is? What it represents? It does represent the whole or total. But I'm going to put whole because I like that you use that word up there, okay? All right. And then do you know what the top number is? Do you remember? It's okay. All right, so if I filled this one in, okay, because I want us to represent this part of the fraction, all right? How many parts are filled in? 1. So 1/5 of our whole is filled in, but this is called the numerator, all right? So our numerator. So when I say that, I want you to look up here and double check and see which one is numerator. And even if you don't remember, denominator starts with a D and a numerator is going to start with an N. And the numerator is the part that we counted, okay? So on the flip side, if I said I wanted to know the unshaded region, it wouldn't be 1/5, what would it be? If I wanted to know what was not shaded in. 4, but what is it? What's the fraction? 4/5, good job. All right, and then our bottom part, which I want us to also do, is I want us to go ahead and write some of our fractions. All right, so one of the fractions, we're going to talk about the number of equal parts. So number of parts. All right. And then secondly, I want us to talk about the fractional unit. And again, this is the vocabulary I want us to start using, okay? All right, so fractional unit. And then lastly, we're going to do some examples to help you out a little bit, okay? So when we're going through our workbooks, you can come up here and look at it so we can reference it, okay? All right, so if we only had one part, all right, so we only had one equal part, what is that? It is a whole, thank you. And do you know what it would be? What fraction it would be? Do you remember? It would be not just one, it would be a 1 over a. Thank you. So 1 over 1. All right, and then if we had 2, do you remember what we called that one? If we had 2 parts? It's called a half. And so again, we would take our thing, and where would we break it? In the middle. Why? Because they both need to be what? They both need to be equal. So I wouldn't put the line all the way here and say that that's a half, all right? So remember, we got to break it right in the middle, or since I'm not using a ruler, the best that I can, it's going to be a 1 over 2, all right? Because there's 2 parts, and that's why it's our denominator, okay? All right. Now the tricky one, thirds. How many parts do we have? 3. And I already told you thirds. All right, don't laugh at Miss Farmer. She's going to try her best to do thirds correctly, okay? This one kind of tricks me up a little bit. How many parts do we have?
That's not equal.
Buddy, I already said Miss Farmer tried her best, okay? If I do my personal best, and this is my personal best, is it close enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so how many parts do I have?
3.
So it's my denominator.
3.
Yep. And that is one part of my third, another part of my third, and another part. All right? And then we're going to do one more, and then that's all we're going to do for today, okay? 4. Do you remember what we called 4? What we said that their parts were called? Their fractional unit?
Fourths.
Fourths, or what? All right, think about your change that you have in your pocket. What do you think?
Quarter.
It is also called quarters. So I'm only saying that because sometimes our book refers to it as quarter, and I don't want you to get confused, okay? All right, and again, Miss Farmer's gonna try her personal best, to the best that she can, and give us a good one, all right? And you know the best way to do it is to go, all right, 1/2, and then half my half to make 4 sections. So what's my denominator? 4. And then what is my numerator?
1.
All right, so this is the only ones we're going to discuss today. All right, because we're going to discuss the bigger ones later, but we're just going to focus on these today, okay? Okay. We're going to go ahead and do the equip stuff that or Eureka math that they want us to do. So for this part, I want you to tell me if it's equal parts, and then we're going to tell me what it is. All right, so what fractional unit, right here, what fractional unit it is, okay? All right, so this one, is it equal parts?
Yeah.
All right, so what is it called?
A half.
It's called half. All right, and this is 1/2, and this is also
1/2.
Thank you. Ooh, what about this one?
Quarters.
Or
Fourths.
fourths. All right, well, let's just say that Miss Farmer cut it in half? Do you remember what we call that?
8.
Eighths, yeah. I just want to see if you would know. Don't worry about it. All right, and this one?
Half.
It's halves, and they are equal. And then again, what if Miss Farmer cut it in half?
4.
It is fourths. Good job. This one?
Third.
It is thirds, and there's 3 equal parts. What about this one?
4th.
Fourths. Okay.
Third.
All right, and then what if Miss Farmer cut it in half?
6.
6. But can I cut it in half right here? Can I do that? Is that equal parts? No, I couldn't make it 9. That would make sense. What about this one?
Third.
Mm-hmm.
Half.
Mm-hmm.
4th.
Fourths. If I colored this one in, what fractional unit is it? What fractional unit is it? Don't worry about what's going on outside. What unit is this?
1.
1
4.
1/4. What if I colored this in? Then how much of it is colored in?
2.
2 what?
of 4th.
2/4. Thank you. Alright, what about this one? Do you think it's equal? Well, let's think about it.
No.
Are you sure? Because there's this triangle and this triangle.
Only 2 match.
I can see your reasoning. I can see that. Okay. It actually said in my book that it is equal. Which is kind of funny. Maybe they're wrong, right? Yeah, maybe. Because I agree with you. I think that's a little different. Alright, we are going to skip this part, okay? Okay, so on... This is not in your books yet. Oh wait, yes it is. What page is this? Alright, go to Unit 5. Alright, go to the first page on Unit 5. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's the right page. Thank you. Alright, so number 1. And on my pages, sorry. Alright, so when we're doing this, alright, so it's asking us to start partitioning our whole into fractions, okay? So this first one, it asks us to do halves. Where would I cut my shape to make it a half?
In the middle.
In the middle, so I couldn't just do like that? No, why?
Because it's not equal.
It is not equal. Good job. I'll go ahead and clear that off. Alright, so if I cut it right in the middle, and again, Miss Farmer is doing her best, okay? Miss Farmer is doing her best. What would I write over here?
1.
A 1, but, I mean, that is my numerator, but what do I need to write?
1 over 2.
1 over 2. And then this side, what do I need to write?
Over 2.
Because they are both what?
A half.
They're both a half. Alright, so I need you to copy that. Okay. I'm going to clear mine. Alright, number 2, it asks us to do into fourths. Do you have any idea what to do for that one?
Make 4.
Make 4. Can I show you my Miss Farmer's cheat sheet? Okay. So what I like to do is go in the middle and make my half. All right, but I need 4. All right, so I'm gonna go cut my halves in half. It is remotely equal. I did my personal best, okay? So, what would my denominator be for each of them? For each of these sections, yep. 4. But what does each section represent?
It's a dollar.
Alright, sorry class. Alright, so each of these sections are what? They represent 1/4. Thank you. Alright, so this section would also be 1/4. What about this section? 1/4. And this section? 1/4. Alright, so I want you to copy this one, and then you're going to have to do the next one all by yourself. Alright? Are you ready? Ooh, this one might be a little hard, but I hope you use my strategy. Alright, number 3, 1/8. Do you know how to do that one? Do you want to try that one? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah? What do you think else we could do? Alright, so I love how you did it. Can I show you 2 different ways you can do it? Alright, so I loved your strategy. Let me get my pen so I can show you a little bit better. Alright, so if I was using this, alright, so I liked your strategy, which was half, and then halving that, and then halving that. Alright, that's a good strategy. This is still 1/8. Alright, do you want me to show you how to do it simple? Do it a simpler way. Alright, so if I did my half, right? And I did my 4th, I could also cut it down the middle, and there's my 1/8. Okay? Did you remember to label them? Oh, yep, we gotta label them. What are you writing for the numerator? That's not a 4, buddy. You gotta think about it. Alright, this little section represents what? 1, so it's not gonna have a 4, it's gonna be a...
An 8.
We're talking about the numerator, your numerator.
Oh, 1.
It's 1, yeah, but your denominator is an 8. Okay? Alright, thank you. This former catch up to where we're supposed to be. My slide show's a little different than y'all's textbook. Okay. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, okay? But we're gonna do it together, so we don't have to worry. Alright. Alright, you need to turn your page to this page, okay? Alright, thank you. Alright, so I'm gonna do the first shape with you, and then I want you to do the rest of them by yourself, and we're going to kind of check and see how you do, okay? Alright, so number of shaded units. How many of this one is shaded? 1. But what's the total number? How many do we have? 2. We have 2, because remember, 1, 2. So I'm going to put 2. Shaded in fractional form. So in the unit form. So if we're looking at our fractional unit, what are we doing? Is it numbers or is it words?
Words.
It's words, but it said the shaded fraction, so I can't just say half, I have to say 1/2. All right, so we're gonna do the number 1, and then we have to write half. But again, we can use our cheat sheet over here, okay? So the whole time you can be saying, oh, that has 2, we can write half right here. All right, and then the 3, it's thirds, and fourth, we're gonna put fourths, okay? We're not gonna use quarters for this one. So the shaded in fractional form, how have we been doing this? With our numerator and denominator, you know what to do. What's gonna be my numerator?
1.
My 1. All right, am I just gonna write a 1 big? How do I need to do it?
A 1 over
A 1 over?
2.
Okay, 1 over 2. All right, so I want you to do this one by yourself and this one by yourself, okay? I know, buddy. Don't worry, we're about to clear it off, okay? All right, so when we go back to our table, I'm going to be checking, did you do this correctly, okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and clear this off so you can't cheat off mine. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, so today we're going to do equal and not equal again, but I really want y'all to be focusing and thinking, all right? All right, so first off, our circle, what do we say? Is this section's equal or not equal?
Equal.
And what are they?
Fourths.
Good job. What about this one?
Not equal.
It is not equal. What about this one?
Equal.
It is equal. Good job. What about this one?
Equal.
Equal. And what is it?
6.
Sixths. Yeah? Or what about this one?
Not equal.
Not equal. How could I fix it? How could I make this equal?
The middle.
The middle? All right, what about the middle?
Yeah.
What do I need to do? That way?
Yeah.
All right. And now Miss Farmer's line's not straight, I know. But if I did this, and let's just say it was actually how it was supposed to be, what would it be? What do you think? Would it be, we're not going to worry about the signs, okay? We're not going to worry about it, okay? Then would this be equal or not equal?
Equal.
And what would it be?
Fourths.
Good job, good job. What about this one?
Equal.
It is equal, good job. And what would it be?
4.
Fourths. All right, what about this one? That is not equal. Yeah, thank you. Come on, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
Equal.
Well, what is it? What do these represent?
8.
It is an 8. Thank you. No, do you know how we could make it equal? Can I show you a trick? All right, so one of your friends actually showed me this earlier when I was doing this with a different group, but I thought it was really smart, so I'm gonna show it to you, okay? So he told me that I could make this triangle and then connect this triangle, and I had, how many triangles?
4.
4, and is that equal? Well, if Miss Farmer could draw real lines, what would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so if Miss Farmer could do her lines right, this would be equal. But I really thought that that was cool the way that he thought about it, and I wanted to show it to you too. All right, so we're going to do the fraction strips, but I want you, we're going to be labeling them, okay? So this is not something that's going to be in your book, so don't worry about touching your book right now, okay? All right, what unit is this?
3rd.
Thirds. What about this?
6.
Sixths. What portion is shaded?
1.
1
Half.
1/2. And what portion is not shaded?
1/2.
What about this one?
1/3.
1/3, not 3, okay? Remember, it's halves, thirds, and sixths, okay? So how much is shaded?
1/3.
1/3. And then how much is not shaded?
2/3.
2/3. Thank you. All right, basically just made you answer that one. What about this?
Whole.
Well, how many sections do I have?
3.
3. So how many of it's shaded?
3.
3.
Whole.
3 what? What is this called? What is one section called?
1.
A third.
A third.
Because remember we're doing halves, thirds, and sixths, but this is a third. So for this one, our fraction, and this is something cool that we were going to learn a little bit tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and introduce it a little bit. So how many of them are shaded?
3.
3. And it's, what unit are we in?
Thirds.
Thirds. And then you said it what?
A whole.
It's 1. It's 1 whole. All right. So you know our multiplication or division facts that we've been practicing was 3 divided by 3. If you only have 3 and you want to make a group, how many would you have? How many groups would you have of 3 if you only had 3 pieces of candy?
0.
Because if I gave you 3 pieces of candy and I said I wanted you to make groups, how many would be in each group?
1.
1. All right. So if we did 3 divided by 3, it is
1.
1. All right. So this is something that you're going to see a lot. Okay, especially on that league test. When we take it, you're going to see a lot of that. All right, because that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to trick y'all. All right. Ooh, what one's this? How much of it is shaded?
1.
1.
6.
1 6. And so that means how many is not shaded?
5. 6.
5 6. Thank you. What about this one?
5. 6.
Is
Shaded.
thank you. What about this?
6 over 6.
Which is also
1.
Okay. We're gonna skip these parts, okay? Okay, so go ahead and get to your lesson 6 page for me, okay? All right, thank you. All right, so yesterday we kind of just went and we were writing that the total number, the unit fractions, and all that. But now it's going to ask us for the shaded fraction, but it's not just one anymore. Okay? So it wasn't just one part of it, it's going to be multiple parts. All right? So this is kind of a little bit of review from yesterday, but also trying to give us a little bit more, okay? So what are the total number of units for shape 1?
3.
3. Okay, and then my unit fraction, what are we doing?
Third.
Thirds, okay. Unit fraction with thirds. How would I write thirds?
1 over 3.
1 over 3. All right, and then what is the total of them shaded? How many are shaded?
2.
2. So we're just going to write 2 for this one, okay? And then now it's asking for the shaded fraction. So what are we going to do?
2, 3.
2, 3.
2 thirds.
2 thirds. Okay, so how do I write it?
2 over 3.
2 over 3. Thank you. All right. So you seem like you understand a little bit. Can I let you do the next one by yourself? And then you can come show me? Okay.